Greetings and welcome to the podcast. I am here with Brad and Colin for Video Game Book Club. The rules are simple. One person picks a game and you got to beat that game in a month. That might change soon. Then you got to pick the next game for everyone else to play once your month comes around. If you don't beat it, you don't get to pick your game. This month was Brad's pick. Brad, what did you pick?
We had the CRPG classic that spawned such illustrious titles as Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3. We have the first one in the franchise.
Why'd
Fallout
you pick
1.
Why'd I pick it?
Tell me your reason, and I'll tell you why that's a lie, and then I'll tell you the real reason.
Well, I was gonna go. I was gonna pick Lisa, and I was just looking for a game out of left field. You know, that one that none of us have ever played, or really a genre that's kind of underplayed and for all of us, I think. And I don't know, it just seemed like it would be a good pick. Like, you know, a classic.
And here's why you really picked it. Because there's a fucking war, and you thought it would be ironic to pick the game about nuclear fallout.
What? Dude.
No, I know. That is exactly why you fucking picked it.
Hell no, dude.
You're a liar.
That's funny.
Aside from me liking the setting, I mean, who doesn't like post-apocalyptic nuclear fallout bullshit?
Same reason you like Forklift Driver the album, and same reason you like the band Brad Sucks, dude. You like weird irony.
Okay, yeah, I'll give it those first two. Yeah, there is some weird irony, but I also legitimately like their music.
Okay, get it out of the way. We all looked at a guide, right?
Yep.
To some degree, playing this game.
Yeah, those force fields, you know, in the mutant base when you gotta.
We'll get into that. That's the fucking turning point, dude.
That's a
fucking knew it.
That's a big problem. All right, so here, I tried to not use a guide for so long. This game was made in 1997, so Google wasn't what it was back then. In the sense that it probably didn't exist. I'd have to look that up. There's no way to beat this game without some type of guide. I'm convinced of it.
Well, you got to realize we're also using the Fallout Fixed, which the highlight feature is so crucial. Because imagine having to like do actually, you know, use hold the left click, use the binocular to like.
Wait, there's fucking
binocular.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that'd be fucked.
Like basically, you'd have to experiment with literally everything, or like just click everywhere.
This game is like the equivalent. This is the video game version of your grandpa just sitting in the chair going, back in my day, we had to walk to school naked, uphill, both ways. That's what playing this game felt like the whole time, dude. Oh, my God. I have a notepad.
Frank didn't name his character because he didn't realize you had to put a name in.
My name was None. None. None.
Yeah, I looked
at gameplay. Let's go over gameplay.
Part of me wants to shit on the game, like completely shit on it, because it fucking sucks in a lot of ways. But then it's like, it's old. It's like a lot of the things. It's like it runs like shit and crashes, but that's because new hardware. Like I'm sure if I was using a computer from '97, it'd be fine, you know. Honestly, the biggest issue with gameplay is you can't fucking see anything.
This game made me hate day-night cycles. Day-night cycles are no longer a cool thing to me at all.
That was rough.
Can't see anything.
Everything's brown and gray.
Oh, yeah, you can rest till morning, and except when you can't. Except when the game says you can't rest in this spot anymore for whatever reason.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the criteria was for that.
That's another thing with the gameplay. There's shit that happens that I cannot tell you why it happened or how it works. And there's like 10 things like that.
Oh, dude. They explain nothing to you. Like, it is open as can be in the worst and best ways.
Like, I went to the Glow, right? The first time.
Yeah, how'd that go?
I'm sure it went the same for all of us, dude.
Yeah,
oh, dude, God, they said you needed fucking Rad-X. Like when he talked to that.
Yeah, but did you take it before you went?
Before I went down into before I entered like the busted up vault, I took it like before actually descending.
Yeah, I did not. So
Oh,
completely
no.
ruined because there's no way. The way radiation works in this game, fucking dumb. It just like lowers your stats until they hit 0, and then you just can't function and you die. So
You
like,
get a Geiger counter though.
I guess
I never used any of those. I didn't use the Geiger counter or the motion sensor or the fucking any of that. And none of that shit. I sold it all. And I'll explain later in the podcast why I did that. But yeah, no, even if you use the highlight feature, which is the only reason why I was able to finish this game, I could not imagine just walking around clicking on everything.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
On that pillar that you have to put the rope down, it doesn't highlight that. It doesn't highlight everything, you know? So I was just staring at this giant crater, not knowing what to do, and walking around it and just getting radiation all day. And I'm like, dude. and like, I wanted to traverse through the whole glow, like that whole dungeon. I couldn't be fucked. Could not care any less by that point. The gameplay is antiquated, and they do some things well for the time, but most things it's like, wow, 25 years of development really has helped ease the struggle.
well, like when it works,
trying
it's
to
fun.
play video games. Yeah,
Like
true.
Like in the military base when you killed that guy, right? Like the boss guy or whatever.
The lieutenant,
Yeah.
or the
Well,
one-eyed dude.
Yes and no, I did, but
Wait, in the military base?
yeah.
Oh, where you have to scout for the
I'll get to
Brotherhood.
that story. I'll get to that story. That's the last mission I did.
Oh, you did
Ooh, another
that.
thing,
Oh,
there's
okay.
multiple endings. There's multiple
There
ways
is.
to do the game, which is cool. Like, because I never met the master in person, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, I met the the lieutenant where you can get captured if you go in too early.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and I just so they have an atom bomb in the basement of all that. So I went through the whole thing, killed him, and set off an atom bomb for the end.
Huh.
You got
That's how,
captured.
no, I didn't. I did, but then I just kind of save scum and said, I don't really want to do this. This feels like it's endgame shit, so I'm just gonna
Alright,
come back
Well,
later.
well, fuck it. I'll tell my story. I tried to get captured, right? Because I got captured earlier in the game, and then I went back and got captured. You cannot get out of there once you're captured unless you have 100 sneak. It's fucking possible. I tried for hours, I tell you.
And I'm glad I did.
Yeah, so for one of the victory conditions of that base is you can go to the control panel and set a self-destruct button.
Oh, yep. I did that.
Oh
yeah,
for the northwest base. Yeah, that's what I did for that.
So my finishing of the game was trying my absolute hardest to take the pistol and the two stim packs that they give you in the prison, because they take away all your shit. I was loaded. And then try to I was always able to set the device, but then I couldn't get out because an alarm sets off once you kill one of the priests in the control room. So I kept shooting a priest in the head, trying to knock him out instead of kill him, which I did, but there's another priest that you can't knock out. If you knock out one priest, for some reason the other priest just doesn't get knocked out, and once he dies, everything's on high alert. So even though I was in priest robes, everybody's kept attacking me, and I did this for hours. So instead,
this is under the cathedral, right?
No, military.
No, under the cathedral, I'll talk about.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I'll talk about that later. I'm talking about the military base.
Yeah, the military base is where I decided I did not like the game anymore.
All right, tell us that story, because I'm really.
I get there, going through it. I'm kind of rushing. Okay, I got the Brotherhood of the Steel, the Paladins.
Yeah.
They came in with me, which I later found out is a feature of the fix, and they usually don't come in with you, which is stupid. But I found out why the game's like that. So I get to the last floor, right? And I kill what's his face or whatever, the general. I forget his name. You know what I'm
I
talking
don't
about,
know.
right?
Yeah, he had
Yeah.
like the weird one eye thing.
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
whatever. The doctor. I don't know, whatever. Fuck you.
He's like a mutant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I killed him. He's got this crazy death animation. So I
Mhm.
do all that. Save corrupts. Anytime you go to end combat on that save, it crashes the game.
Oh
So you just
no.
so even if you try to walk away to like no matter what, when combat ends, game crashes. So I go back to a previous save, kill him again. Set the self destruct. And then turns out I can't escape because a paladin is blocking my way every time I go up the elevator. And the only way I could get out of that is to shoot the paladin and have him rocket launcher the little fucking 1x1 room and kill everybody but me. So I restart again, and again, stuck in the fucking elevator. Finally get out. I fucking kill everything basically. At this point, I'm just soloing the game. I am having no partners. I'm fucking sick of being blocked. The game's ridiculous. You can't tell people to move.
Yeah.
No, you can for your buddies.
Oh.
There's an option to step aside, but
Sure.
not for the
yeah, when your
other
buddies
ones,
aren't
yeah.
bugged, because the guy I got in Junktown, if you talk to him, he shot you in the head with a shotgun. No matter what, you could heal him, you could put shit in his backpack, but if you tried to talk to him, even if you clicked on him, dude, he just shoots you. So I couldn't tell him to move either. So I had to murder fucking every NPC. Can't tell dog meat to move either.
Yeah, there's some weird things because Junktown, I holstered my weapon and then I accidentally switched back to it, and they started shooting me, so I had to kill the whole town. Couldn't get dog meat then.
Yeah, that's when it sucked. And then I was just done with the game after that. I was literally trying to figure out how to get this fucker to move in the elevator. I was Googling everything, and every result just comes back. Oh yeah, I should probably play Fallout 2. You can push people. It's sick. That helps me a fuck ton.
Which is kind of astonishing, playing the newer Fallout games and well, Bethesda games, even though Bethesda didn't buy the Fallout franchise until 2007, but like there was problems with companions in all of those games too. And it's like in 30 years they never thought to just let you move through your companions, like, ever.
It's funny because when I was looking into it too, like, that came up. It's like, oh yeah, that's never changed. That's always been a problem in Fallout. They just get in your way. It's so dumb.
I had a companion for like the first 5 hours of the game. I had Ian, that leather jacket guy, and I went to go kill a hotel guy because there's this dude named Decker in the Millennium Falcon or whatever the fuck it's called, this bar, and he wanted me to go to the hotel and kill these guys. Way difficult for the fucking for the level I was at. And I killed the guy he wanted, but he wanted me to kill his wife too. So that quest line died. And so did Ian. And after that, I had no more companions for the rest of the game. I ran the whole game solo. The game gives you lots of good stories. Lots of good stories. I will say that. Like, our gameplay is completely different all around, both me, Brad, and Colin.
Well, that's like,
easily.
I was thinking about that. It's like one of the coolest part about those old games is just like they're so open ended. So at the end, it's
Yeah.
like we all had different experiences. Like, yeah, we ran into the same bullshit, but there was different, like, completely different playthroughs.
Well, yeah, and how we got there and like, even our builds were probably
Completely different, yeah.
Did you guys I spec'd into like agility and intel for
Oh yeah, but I looked up
charisma.
I looked up what is the best build. And then I built that. I was not fucking around. And apparently it's like a sniper build.
I ended up using the sniper, and the triple shotgun. I got the triple shotgun first, and I didn't want to get the sniper, but I ended up getting the sniper. I spec'd almost everything into into small guns and speech.
Yeah, I was a energy weapon, small guns, and speech and science. Those were what I maxed out speech and energy guns.
Yeah, I had maxed out small and then energy weapons.
So everything that I looked up in the game was out of necessity, because the game is unforgiving. You could be traveling throughout the wasteland, right? And because it's a goddamn turn-based CRPG, Brad, It's a fucking turn-based CRPG. You can go into a square of the wasteland and instantly get murdered by a plasma rifle holding fucking super mutant, and there's nothing you could do about it. You don't have an action of retreat. You don't have a bonus action of dodge. You walk into the square and you instantly die, and there's nothing you could do about it. And you better have fucking saved. And deplorable.
Yeah, if you don't
do
abuse
that.
saves,
Yeah.
you're fucked. Like, there's like a million ways I've noticed. Like, oh, you could just get soft locked here, and you'd have to restart the whole game, which is so fucked.
So those like that was probably my biggest problem is the random mutant encounters when you're just starting out the Brotherhood quest line and you're trying to get to the base.
Oh
That's where
yeah,
the Prevalent is the northwest area of the map. And dude, those things were always so over. I just got one tap for like 170. Or get
They're
critted
around the
for
glow
that.
too.
I would literally have to like, I would make a save before I left, and it's like anytime I fucking, because sometimes like you'll stop on the map and it's just like nothing.
Yeah.
I would save there, and it's like, all right,
yeah.
this might be the run. I might get to the fucking base without a mutant just spawning and murdering me.
They're the most powerful enemy in the game. Like, Deathclaws at least hit you a couple times and, like, let you try to get away. Like, Deathclaws ain't shit in this game compared to those super mutants because they could shoot you from 10 miles away. And the square doesn't... When you're traveling through a square, right, on the map, it doesn't spawn you where you entered. It spawns you, like, in a random
middle.
location on the square, in the middle. And, like... I was over-leveled as fuck and still dying to raiders because there's like 70 raiders and I'm in the middle of all of them and they surround me and I can't move and they kill me. So random encounters suck. You can turn them off. You can turn off the random encounters and you can turn the difficulty down. I refuse to do both. Instead, I just looked up the easiest path of the path of least resistance. When I couldn't go through the game. I convinced the Overlord guy in the cathedral to kill himself.
Oh, you were able to do the fucking speech victory?
Yeah, because my intelligence was low, right? But I had 5 intelligence. So my victory condition for that was to go to the Brotherhood, talk to the scientist chick, and she didn't give me the dialogue, so I looked up how I get the dialogue. You need 7 intelligence. So I gathered up all my money. I spent a lot on books. That was a fucking pointless endeavor, by the way. Spent it on books beforehand, so I had to remake all my money. So I sold all the weapons and all the ammo that I wasn't using. So all I had was my super shotgun and my sniper rifle. I go back to the Brotherhood. I get the intelligence surgery to put it up to 6. And then I take the Mentex to put it up to 7. Talk to the chick, find out that mutants are sterile. I go back to the cathedral, tell him mutants are sterile. He's like, nah, you're fucking with me. And I'm like, ask a chick. And he's like, all right. And he asks the chick, and he's like, oh no. I'm like, you never thought to ask a woman, like, if you guys are sterile? He's like, this is bad. This is terrible. Our race is doomed. And then he blows up the fucking church. and that's how that's why I did the military base last. It's because like that thing was like the easy part. I got that out of the way. My military base experience was horseshit. I tried to do it with the path of least resistance. I didn't want anyone to die that didn't have to. But again, as I said earlier, you can't do it like that. If you get captured and do it like that, it just doesn't work. There's not enough. The game's too fickle. There's too much RNG involved with too much high stakes. So I reloaded the save before I went in because my way to get in and to get captured was to be dressed as a cathedral person, to be dressed as a child of whatever the fuck it's called, right? So I reload that save, don't put on my robes. Instead, I blast everyone, go through, and roll the dice. And on my save file, it's called the roll the dice run. I got through that first floor of the military base because I was fighting 3 super mutants at once, right? And they were all stacked on top of each other. And the minigun guy shot me. He was in front. And I'm knocked down. I'm like, all right, well, this one's dead. But I decided to play it out anyway. The next minigun guy shot the first minigun guy in the face and killed him because he got a critical fail. And then the mutant behind the second minigun guy had a rocket launcher, and he blew both him and his buddy up. So that was the sickest RNG I ever had. Anyway, went through the base, hit the nuke button, got rid of the game. Did you guys get the bad ending first?
What's the bad ending?
Is that where you
All
shoot
right.
the overseer after he kicks you out? I mean,
No, the overseer never died in my playthrough.
my guy didn't like him kicking him out after,
You
saving the Vault
shot
13.
the overseer?
No, dude, it just happened after.
That's
I
the
didn't
most
have a choice.
fucking Brad playthrough I've ever heard of.
It just happened. I don't even think I had negative karma. Like, I wasn't overly evil. I guess maybe there were some actions that the game counted these. Because there was, when I was going through the cathedral in the basement, just trying to mowing down all the mutants with my power armor 223 pistol. There's one point where they have prison cages and all of that set up, and a mutant tells me to put down my weapon and give up, surrender, and I say no, shoot him in the head and or the eyes actually, because that's where the crit spot is. And apparently the lady that was in the cell was like in love with him and said I didn't have to kill him. So
I killed that guy too.
Yeah, I guess that counts as like bad karma, or it must have. But then I also killed her because she was a mutant-loving scum. So
okay, so well, that's why you shot the overseer, because you played the game like a piece of shit.
Well, dude, he shouldn't have kicked us out.
Oh my god.
So, as soon as the military base exploded, the game was just over for me. It gave me the option to keep playing, but I wanted those credits, so
yeah, I did that too.
I never got the opportunity to shoot the overseer. The bad ending for me was when I got caught the first time going to Necropolis and like sent into the prison. I couldn't get out. I kept dying. So I reloaded a save, and when the dude's punching you when you get captured, he's like, you could see it my way and stop torturing you. I'm like, yeah, dude, I see it your way. And it goes to this sick cutscene where everyone in the vault is getting murdered, and the super mutants climb up to the overseer and start punching him in the fucking face. And I was ready for the game to be done because that was like 4 hours into my playthrough, but it didn't give me credits, and I was very upset about that. But yeah, no, a bad ending is that mutants take over your base and you get dipped in acid.
Yeah, the same thing happens if when you talk to the what is his name? The Master.
The Master?
Yeah, and you join him. You get like a similar cutscene. I think the endings are like, so it'll tell you like what happened with Necropolis, like all that shit.
Yeah, and like Shady Sands is the birth of the NCR, which is a cool little tidbit I never knew. Or the New California Republic.
Yeah.
Which is featured in New Vegas.
Yeah, it tells you about like Shady Sands, Necropolis. I think the Raiders. It talks about the Raiders. I didn't do shit with the Raiders.
Yeah, watching all of the I like those endings where because what is it called? Jade Empire had the same thing where it just goes over everything. Like,
Yeah.
there's quite a few games that do that, but I didn't do anything with like 80% of those end slides. Like Junktown, I walked in and I accidentally had my weapon out and they were upset. So I reloaded and did it again. So I'm like, fuck it, and shot the regular dude in the face. Every time I went to Junktown, everyone attacked me. So when they're like, oh, and Junktown did this, I'm like, fuck Junktown. Junktown sucked.
For some reason, like, I did a good amount of Junktown. Like, I did a bunch of quests. I killed Gizmo. I saved a hooker. I did some other stuff too. And then randomly, everyone's just pissed because I walked into some room. And then I just had to kill everybody. And then my partner was bugged.
Oh, that must have been the Doc Morbid who sells the human meat to the dude where you can extort money from in the hub.
Oh yeah,
that's probably why. Only those two in the building that's like the left of the township attacked you, but
Yeah, no, I walked in there and then everyone was pissed.
Speaking of the hub, there's this guy that wanted you to kill the weapon merchant or some shit like that. And so I talked to him earlier in the playthrough, and he's like, kill the merchant. I'm like, all right, sure. So then I go back like probably 5 or 6 hours into my playthrough because I completely forgot about him. I thought he was a merchant himself. I couldn't remember. So I walk into his house, I talk to him, and he's pissed at me, and he's like, guards, get him. But his guard is standing behind him, so the guard blew his fucking head off, and then the whole town blamed me, even though I didn't have a weapon equipped. So I'm running from all these fucking guards, and I'm like, dude, his own homie shot him. Stop trying to attack me. It was hilarious. The game's funny. The game is funny, and it's interesting when it works. And when it doesn't, like, it creates great stories. I can understand why people like this series.
It's just too like the engine is fucked. There's too many things that like don't work correctly. Like just talking about like the graphics, like there's so many points where I can't even see what's going on. Like you're in like a small little room and it's like you have to get next to the wall to like see shit that's near the wall where it does like that hollow thing.
Yeah, you got to do that so you can click through the wall basically to interact with whatever
Which is
object you're trying
super
to-
annoying because it's like, and then if someone's in your way, you can't move, and it's just like the movement's very clunky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't count how many times I was standing in front of something and I tried to use like a lockpick or something, and it's like nothing interesting happens. And it was because I was like clicking myself instead of the thing.
Yeah, because you're too close to the door and you're seeing through the door.
Oh yeah, did you guys get power armor?
I didn't. I looked up how to get it, and I was like, this looks like a hassle, so I never did.
No, I just got the Brotherhood armor.
Oh dude, it's actually
That is the power armor, I think, isn't it? The Brotherhood
No,
armor?
No.
because it doesn't take a core and it's
no, he
green.
had the green shit.
Oh, yeah, that's what I had, yeah.
So to get I end up cheesing my way to get it because Rhombus or whatever, the guy who has the part that you need to fix it.
Oh, you got to steal it from him, right?
Yeah, and basically, like, if you try to steal it regularly and it's in your inventory, and try to walk out, it says you're spooked and you dropped your item or whatever. So what I did was, as you go and he walks out, and as he's like in the other room, you can take it and then plant it on one of your partners, and then they don't drop it. So you can just fucking. I ended up just cheesing my way to get power armor, and that shit was broken.
Don't you have to hit like a repair roll check to actually fix it too?
Yeah, but I just took like Menat Psycho or whatever.
Yeah.
The guy also gives you a repair or like a repair manual and another like a power armor manual itself, which I think raises your chances to repair it. So.
Yeah, I guess the cheese too is like you have way higher chance on your first attempt too, so you just save scum the first attempt over and over again.
Speaking of repair, those let's talk about those yellow force fields.
Oh, the green ones.
Dude, that was the only thing I had to fucking look up. I was so pissed.
I had some runs die. I'm just sitting there. Failed to repair. Failed to repair. Failed to, time's clicking down. Failed to repair.
Wait, did you know the radio method?
I did the radio method the second time, yeah.
The radio method is fucking stupid, dude. I
never would have guessed.
It makes no sense. It's like,
how do you figure that out?
With no guide, dude. You're 1997,
no
dude.
way.
You boot up DOS, dude. You use the radio on a random computer out of all the computers in that room.
Well, dude, I use because you have to use your science skill if you need to unlock. I did that on every single computer at least 5 times in that fucking room. Like the first one, thinking I missed something. Like, oh, maybe this one of these like for all the levels instead of just that one. I'm like, dude.
Did you do the thing where you can lure the mutants away from the front entrance with the radio?
Yeah, I did that.
Oh no, I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, you can like radio in a call and have them walk away, and then you only have to fight one mutant.
Oh, that's cool.
But they didn't walk fully away on my playthrough. Like, they still stood next to the door. They just didn't attack me. So I had to fight them on the way out, which wasn't anything, because for some reason the super mutants in the base are significantly lower level than the super mutants out in the wasteland. I will never understand why the super mutants out in the wasteland can hit me for 200, but the mutants in the base only hit me for like 20s or 30s.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
another.
that was
On my
fucked.
run where the save corrupted, the green fucking force fields never spawned. So that kind of explains why they were fucked. That save just stopped working because it was super jank. I was actually walking through mutants on that save, and they weren't seeing me for some reason.
Oh
Absolutely
yeah.
obscene.
On the first level, you can hack a computer to to disable the yellow ones, and I did that. But whenever I would, they would just sometimes reappear, like, and then I'd get stuck between. There's a room where there's two of them, and I just get stuck and would have to reload because they just wouldn't go. They just kept on reappearing.
There's
I
a
had no.
Because it's timed. It's for a short time.
yeah. There's another
no,
computer in
like-
there where you can stop the security bots from moving too.
None of that shit worked because I definitely got those computers.
Because I thought I was stuck after I hit the self-destruct button, right? Because you're timed on that. It's like 180 seconds is the longest one. So you got 3 minutes to dipset the fuck out of there. And I was under the impression that like if I got rid of a force field, it would be gone forever. And then I kept clicking the radio after I get out of the elevator to get rid of the force fields on the floor that you get imprisoned in the first time, and they wouldn't go off. It just said I heard radio silence. You have to stand next to the fucking force field, like rub your fucking genitals against it, and then click the radio, and then it gets rid of both of them.
Wait, that final one where the VATs are?
Second one. The one before that. Floor 1 instead of ground floor. The prison
Oh, I
floor.
never had that issue. They just all went away. When
I'm
I
telling you,
used it, no
shit
matter.
happens in this game, and it's unexplainable. There's just shit that happens.
Yeah, we all had wildly different issues. We're still on gameplay. This is gonna be a long podcast.
Well, and dude, those red force fields.
So
Why?
fucking annoying.
Why?
I
What the
burned
fuck's the
so many
point?
RNG, dude.
Yeah, just random damage. There's no way to get rid of them, and you're just fucked. You have to walk through them. It's the only option.
Sometimes they'd hit me for like 4, and other times they'd hit me for like 28. So I like always had to run stim packs before every force field.
Yeah.
Damn. In my power armor, I was getting hit for like between 4 and like 12.
Yeah, it's random.
It's a huge ass.
And I think your armor doesn't matter either, because I was getting hit around the same numbers and didn't have the power armor.
Damn.
I have a lot of complaints that this is gonna be my old game complaint file, because whether it's old or not, I still have to bitch and moan because it's one of my favorite things to do. The inventory sucks. Make it a drop down with columns and rows instead of having one column that you just keep scrolling down. Fucking sucked.
Ooh, and you
Hated
can't
it.
use the scroll. You can't use the fucking scroll wheel for other inventories when you're trading.
Yep,
only
you have
on
to
your
click the
left side.
fucking arrow, dude. And how dumb
It's
is it
like,
how you
come
have to
on.
give your partner, like if you want to give your partner an item? So clunky. You either have to
Oh.
barter with him or place it on him.
Oh yeah, no, stealing was the way to go because the barter thing was that was absolute shit. I don't know why they designed. it
Oh,
like
and for
that.
some reason, no matter what, Ian would not use a fucking gun, dude. I gave him a knife, dude, and you know how you can tell him, be like, this is the best weapon, use your best weapon or whatever.
Yeah.
I said him to use the best weapon, use range, and then like to make sure you use the gun. Every fight, dude, he runs up, he starts knifing super mutants, dude. Every fucking time. So
I
when
had that issue a lot because, but eventually I just took the knife off him because it was to stop him from drawing it.
it's so stupid.
When bartering, you can only move 999 chips.
Yep.
That is stupid and poor implementation because there's no way they went through testing this game and was like, oh yeah, people will never use more than 999 bottle caps. And then I didn't know that when you pick the amount of bottle caps, you have to type in like how many bottle caps you use. And it goes like a rotary phone.
Yeah.
Where you type it in and it just saves the last number and it's a mess, and it doesn't explain it to you. So I needed 600 coins. So I just scrolled down from
Oh my
999 to
god.
600.
No.
Yeah, but next time I bartered, like I just typed it in on a whim. I'm like, there's no way this will work, and it did, and I felt really
I
stupid.
tried that first, and I'm like, thank God this game lets you do this, because this would suck if I had to hit the
Dude,
button.
I wish I
Yeah.
had a fucking numpad on my keyboard. It would have made it so much faster.
What, you have numbers?
Alas. Well, yeah, only the top row.
Those work.
Yeah, but usually you're typing 999. You got to go all the way to the
Oh my
other side of the
god.
keyboard
Why would you ever type 999? You can just hit
for
all.
large. Oh
I-
yeah.
Every NPC has an ask about button where you play this little text adventure game, Zork, and it never works under any circumstance. Like I was trying to get into the cathedral, right? And unlock the door. Had to look that up too because you use a fucking safety pin, like not like a safety pin to unlock it, like a goddamn badge, a cock badge.
Oh,
Um,
dude. There's another way. You know the Followers of the Apocalypse where you find Katja? Or wait, you never got her.
no, her only job is to open doors.
Oh, I know. I didn't get her, but I met her. Where you have to talk to Nicole, and then
Yeah, and then,
for the
then you talk to
password.
Laura,
Yeah.
who unlocks the door to the stairs in the cathedral.
Which you
But
can
yeah,
just
you went the
lockpick.
roundabout way, Frank.
I was not able to lockpick, and I had 100 lockpicking, and it was a problem. So there's these two people, and one of them's named Ton, and Ton has a cock badge, COC, Children of whatever the fuck, um, and you flash that badge by the door to open it, so that's how I got in. But I kept talking to Ton, and I'm like asking him because I went to go see the master, so I'd type it in. I'm like, because I needed to try it, it's part of the game. So I type in master. He's like, everybody has a master. I'm like, okay. And then I type in cathedral. He's like, I don't know what that is. I'm like, you're fucking standing in it. And so I type in Morpheus. He's like, I don't want to talk about Morpheus. I don't know who that is. And then I type in I started typing in random shit like boobs and butt and gun and nothing fucking worked except for like the very specific things that they want you to like ask people. So I don't even know why that feature was implemented. Um,
Yeah, no guide I looked at ever said to use that for anything. So I have no idea.
Cool idea, but harder to actually make a play like a usable.
Well, they could have
element
used
of
it
the
in ways like because the password for Laura's Red Rider. Like they could have made you type that out,
yeah.
instead of it just becoming a dialogue option once you learn it.
Yeah.
Leveling up my barter did nothing. I tested it. I had 30 barter with the weapon merchant, and then 150 barter with the weapon merchant, and prices were exactly the same. Also, it's one of those awesome barter systems where things have to be on the nose exact or over, like the opposite of Price is Right.
Yeah.
And I was just getting so upset because like I wouldn't want to get rid of my caps, so I'd have to like finagle a barter system to where it's like, okay, I'll give you one more thing of ammo. Oh, that's like way too much. Now I'm like 300 over, so I'd like take out another thing, and it's like at one point it was like it cost 1074 and I had 1072, and he's like, no, that's not good enough. I'm like, dude. Where's the barter here? Where's the leeway? Let's take this to Pawn Stars.
I had essentially the infinite money shit, so I
Yeah.
stopped. I was like, here's an extra grand because I don't give a fuck. Because I was walking around with like 100K bottle caps.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you can cheese it with the roulette table.
Oh yeah, that.
You just hold the hotkey, dude, and you just walk away. And your money keeps going up, dude.
So, story. Let's move on to story, which
It's-
will bleed back into gameplay guaranteed.
It's
'Cause
okay.
It always does. I was astonished that there was only 3 main missions.
Yeah, it was
4.
kind of. It really wasn't heavy on the story. It was mainly like the side, like I mean, it was obviously heavy on the dialogue, but overarching stuff, I don't know.
Yeah,
It just
everything
really
kind of
wasn't
felt
there.
independent. Like it was like I know it's all connected, but it all felt like it was its own thing. It was like get the water chip, okay, kill, fucking blow up the military base, okay, and then do the cathedral.
I cause like I get shit for not like reading the files and shit, and I read the files in this game. I for the first I'd say 5 or 6 hours, I was really into like everything that everyone had to say to me. Um, but then like the world kept killing me. So it's like I want to travel and figure out more of these characters because there's some cool characters. Um, but then like and then side quests ended up being like timed and shit, and it's like I wanted to go knock over this caravan with these rebels, and they're like, all right, come back March 17th, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. And then it's like, okay, travel to this place. So I'd travel there and I'd die from a random encounter. And it's like, so I stopped reading the files and I just ran through the
And
game afterwards.
and fucking traveling makes time move so fast that it's like if you don't
Mhm.
precisely travel, like you're fucked. You'll just miss shit.
I never
Um,
really had noticed that as a problem. Aside from like the caravan or the caravan job, which I tried in the earlier levels, but I was getting, I was basically jobbing out every single time, so I just stopped doing
The
that.
master was cool though. That was a sick looking character.
I,
I,
yeah,
I'm upset I didn't see him.
Do you know what he looks
Uh,
like?
no.
You should Google him
he
because it looks sick.
he looks like
Oh,
a goddamn Cronenberg monster, dude.
oh, if he's in the end cutscene, then I saw that where he blow up the cathedral.
The weird
But
thing, it's like half human computer fucking.
yeah, he was like in the center of the room or like on a platform or something.
Yeah, because his close up, like his talking head, that shit looks sick.
Mm.
Yeah, I liked the characters in the game. I liked a lot of them actually.
Khabib, dude.
Um, yeah, Habib Nurmagomedov, the main overseer guy. He was sick. The the mutant overlord in the what do you call it, in the military base. I liked the
Lieutenant.
design of a lot of the characters. Um,
The game's
the
weird because
story was
it's like
decent.
it's like a dense ass game, but at the same time, it's like not really dense at all.
Yeah,
It's
Like
weird.
I was really disappointed, like in the because in like 3 New Vegas, you have a bunch of like terminals that just tell their own story through the text and whatnot.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I was kind of I was disappointed at the lack of like lore dumps in that, or like the terminals didn't really give you much flavor text or anything. That's one thing I was a little disappointed in.
There's a bunch of shit I missed. Like I didn't know dog meat was in the game until afterwards. Shout out to Brad for telling me where the water chip was because I was never, ever, ever, ever gonna find it ever
Dude,
because
imagine
nobody tells me where it is.
imagine finding. Wait, how'd you get the water chip?
I got to the water chip. That's how I got captured the first time, right? I got the water chip by going into the sewers of Necropolis because Brad told me to go to Necropolis, right? And then the guy's like, "Well, if we don't got that water chip, we're gonna die." So I try to fix the water chip, the water pump. Couldn't do that, and all the little goons, the ghouls, um, I one tapped all of them. So eventually, I just walked in, took the water chip, and walked out.
See, I
Yeah,
saved I saved them, and then you have to find the junk or whatever.
Yeah.
Literally impossible to find without the highlight
Huh.
thing. It's in a fucking cave on the ground, like in a random corner. There's
Is it
no
special
way.
junk or is it just junk?
I don't, because there's like multiple different kinds of junk, isn't there?
I don't know, but I know that there's junk in the middle of. It's the only junk I saw in the game, and it was in between three fucking death claws. Um,
Yeah, I
and
wonder if you could
and
use that junk.
oh yeah, it was in
maybe
the hub or no, L.A. Boneyard when you got to get to the gun runners. That
yeah.
little place in between.
which I never beat a Deathclaw. I looked up how much health Deathclaws have because I was murdering this fucking Deathclaw and it still walked up to me and killed me. They have 250 health, dude.
Dude, yeah, there's the quest to help out the blades, so the
Yeah.
gun runners will supply weapons to them so they can take out the LA Bone or the can't remember the main town name, but basically you have to keep on killing Deathclaws until they stop showing up. And
Oh, I
I
thought it was
killed
just the 3.
no, because when you go back to talk to the guy, he says, "Well, we've been killing them for over 20 years, and they keep coming back. So let's wait a couple days." And they keep showing up. And they kept showing up for like I don't know how many in-game days I did it before I got sick of it, but I killed at least like 10 or 12 of those fuckers.
Oh.
They just kept coming back.
You know what you got to do, dude? You got to go kill the Deathclaw Queen, and I'm sure that's a fun fight.
The Deathclaw Queen.
I didn't know where to look though. There was no other area that would pinpoint to like, oh, there's a Deathclaw nest here. Like, I must have missed it or something.
Let's look that up real quick.
This game's impossible to play without a guide. I was waiting for Brad to be like, I didn't use a guide, because that would have been it would have been a lie. There's no way.
Well, I wouldn't have beaten it in this
No,
short of a time.
Like, if you had a month maybe, and it's all you did was play this game, maybe you could complete it without a guide. Even then, I think that's a stretch.
Oh, it's like if you try to speed run it, I could see it because like aside from the force field, I didn't really need to look up anything that was stopping me from progressing.
The thing is, they never tell you like where to go. Like, I guess they do if you talk to people, but even then, it's kind of just like go in this general direction.
So in that warehouse place that the 3 Deathclaws keep spawning that I never really looked into, because fuck that place. You go into the basement, and there's 4 Deathclaws.
Basement?
Yeah, there's a basement in there. And there's a mother Deathclaw. And regular Deathclaws are a pain in the ass. Mother Deathclaw has 320 HP. So I would have never done that.
That's not too bad if you get lucky with your crits, because with the plasma rifle, I was hitting sometimes like between 40 and 70 sometimes if you hit them in the eyes or whatever.
Yeah, it's the best weapon in the game.
The amount of RNG in this game is astounding.
Oh, it's all over.
Everything, just everything. I got knocked down and died because I got knocked down. I've died so many stupid ways on completely underleveled enemies that it just infuriated me. I got punched to death when I had super armor on. Like,
dude, fuck, rocket super mutants and rocket launchers.
Oh yeah, that's literally throwing dice at the wall with what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
dude, in my power armor, I was still getting like tapped for 45, basically one shot. If they hit, it's insane.
but the game's not like the fact that the game's old, I'm giving it a lot of leeway, but the story in this game is like so open-ended that I can forgive it a lot. I can't forgive them murdering me so unabashedly and deliberately so many times, because I had all 10 saves like multiple times.
You have
like,
to. There's no way you can play this game without filling all your saves.
I got so fucking paranoid playing this game that I had saves like that I saved like kept, because the game corrupts too.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it's the fix.
I lucked out with that one. I only had crashes.
I crashed probably 20 or 30 times, which again, the game's old, but like
I only crashed on that one save that just was corrupted, and it just there was no hope for it.
Yeah. I wanted to do the Dark Brotherhood quest, and I did it before I got the water chip, and then after I got out of the glow, I had 19 days left, and I'm like, this is a wash, and I restarted before all of that.
Oh, because you probably couldn't even, like, even if you had the chip. Wait, you had the chip, but you didn't bring it back yet?
I didn't even have the chip. I didn't even know that the chip was in Necropolis at that point. I just wanted to get to the Dark Brotherhood, but like you said, traveling takes up 9 hours. Well, not 9 hours, like 9 days, and you have to go from one corner of the map to the other. So by the time I got to the Dark Brotherhood, I mean not the Dark Brotherhood, the Brotherhood of Steel again, there was 19 days left. I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna, because I had no idea where it was.
It would
In
be
the
cool.
hub,
You can go.
yeah, okay, yeah, you can in the hub, like all the way south, you can find the water merchants, and if you have the money, you can pay them to add 100 more days, while you're looking for the water chip.
That's what the water merchant does? Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah, you just gotta talk to the right one, because a lot
Honestly,
of
they
the
should just
NPCs.
let you say fuck your vault, dude. If I knew they were gonna
I
kick me
love
out, dude,
that,
I would have said fuck them. Wouldn't even have worried about it.
honestly.
But I guess then they'd never tell you to kill the mutants either, so you'd really have no purpose.
Yeah, they'd have to like let you have another faction story or main faction or something. They
Well,
probably just didn't think about it when developing. Would have
that's
been awesome.
why that's why I hated that turning point, you know? Because it's like you give them the water chip, and it's like, okay, we could survive, you know? And then Habib Nurmagomedov, the overseer, is like, well, I just realized there's mutants. It's like, no, you didn't.
Yeah, it's kind
Um,
of a weird turn for them to like do. All right, you completed this time based objective or quest, and now you can just go and do whatever. Which I didn't mind, but it's definitely a weird turn for the quest. I guess I don't know, or for the story.
the three main having there only be three main quests made me feel very it made me feel some type of way afterwards, because if I were to play that game again right now, I could beat it in an hour.
Easily.
Easy. And I played the game for probably around 10 to 15 hours.
I mean, I guess the point is to after you get the water chip, you just go and do whatever, like complete all
Yeah.
the quest lines you want and shit.
Well, I became obsessed, and like, of course, I watched the speed runs afterward, you know, and a glitchless any percent speed run is 5 minutes.
Because what do you have to do?
Insane.
Do you even have to get the water ship?
Yes,
You probably do.
you have to get the water chip to get the other two missions, right? So you just book it to Necropolis, steal the water chip, go back to the overseer, be like, hey, give me the two quests, go to the mutant base, just walk in and murder that guy. You get captured, and in the speed run, they went too fast. But there's a dialogue option to let you go free in the base, self-destruct it, and then you go to the cathedral and blow that up, and it's done. 5 minutes.
Makes sense. I feel like it'd
Man,
be
fuck
hard
that
to
speed
do.
run. Like the RNG encounters and the when you're traveling, dude. I wouldn't want
He
to play
didn't
it
get
for.
any. I think he turned them off.
They
They
probably
might
do
turn them
turn them
off.
off, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Just to get rid of all, like, not all the RNG, but a good portion of it.
Yeah. Sound design. There was a little.
Yeah, not just a couple ambient tracks here and there, and although I sometimes you couldn't even hear the sound or the music because it would just glitch out and not play the fucking song when you're in the area. So I'm sure I didn't hear some things because of that.
um, Again, it's old. But a lot of the things were grating. The voice acting was great, actually. Um, I don't know who any of these voice actors are, but it was pretty talented for the time period. Um, Everyone that had a voice sounded really good. And like bled into their characters. Like it's not like in Oblivion where like you're like, oh, that's Patrick Stewart, you know, and he's just playing a mage. It was like, oh, this guy plays this character, and that's the character, you know.
Not even the carrion vultures are interested in your irradiated corpse.
Yeah. Fuck that end scene. Um, cause if you're in a battle, you can't load, right? So, and you not only do you have to watch yourself die, you have to wait for the ticker of your health going down into
It's
the
like
negatives.
it's like fucking Earthbound, dude. You get critted, you just watch it go negative 170.
Dude, that screenshot I posted, I was 171 or something like that. It's crazy.
I would glitch out, and like if I get exploded by a rocket launcher, my body would explode. That's my favorite part of the whole game, by the way, is watching bodies explode when I shoot them with the super shotgun, especially the rad scorpions.
It is sick.
Oh, dude, I had the bloody mess perk. Some of those animations were crisp. Sorry, go on.
But yeah, no, you're good. I would explode from a rocket launcher, right? And then my guy would reappear over his exploded corpse,
Yeah.
stand up, and then fall down again. And then I get the same end screen all the time.
Mine would just like spin the pistol and put the weapon away and just stand there, and then I get that KO screen.
Yeah, when you kill that one guy in the military base, the general guy,
yeah,
dude, he has like a 40-second death animation.
Dude, he was behind a wall when I killed him.
Oh,
I
didn't
couldn't
get to
see it.
It's actually pretty sick. He just like keeps dying over and over again.
The game felt at times it felt at times I was like really into it, but like if I played it for more than about an hour or so, like I would start to get like bummed out because like it's a combination of the sound design and everything being like gray and brown, and because I had no companions, there was a certain type of loneliness to the game. But all that went away when I started looking shit up. Like the experience was completely different once I started using, modern technology to solve old problems.
It definitely
Opinions.
What about the sound, dude? The sound design.
Brad?
You like the
I mean,
music?
what little was there and when I could actually hear it. But I liked the plasma and laser rifle. Quintessential 90s sound.
Yeah, there was a lot of like nothing sounded like bad. Nothing sounded like it was recorded in a warehouse, Nothing sounded like there was there wasn't many mistakes. There was typos everywhere, but there wasn't a lot of sound mistakes. Everything sounded consistent.
When you like with the bloody mess perk, like even just shooting a human with the pistol, like half their body explodes. It was or like a super mutant. It was super satisfying when he finally killed him, and the sound effect they had to go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck super mutants. I don't know why their laser rifles do so much damage. I didn't think I would beat this one. I really didn't. I was worried, and that's why I beat it so fast. I was terrified that I wouldn't, because I couldn't beat it doing just an hour a day. There was no way.
You could with a guide.
Yeah.
If you weren't looking up anything, no, there's no way.
I really didn't want to. I didn't, cause Colin, I know you went in straight with a guide. How long before you started using a guide, Brad?
The force fields in the cathedral. I banged my head against it. And
So like halfway.
Yeah, or that was the last one I did, or the last mission, because I did the military base before that.
But the force fields are in there, aren't they? Or are you talking about there's force fields in the cathedral?
Wait, am I getting it mixed up?
Yeah. Force fields are in the military base.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, sorry. You're right then. Yeah, about halfway or so.
Yeah, no, I was using a guide from the start. Dude, this game's impossible.
How did you find the water chip?
I just found the necropolis and I was just going through it. Because it was probably, I don't know, a week ago now since I actually got to that point. But you can ask people about a water chip and whatnot, and you do learn. I can't remember who you talked to, but you do learn that there is a water chip in the necropolis. So I just went there and then talked to the ghouls. They said they had one. And then I just
That's
went through the
wild.
sewer.
Because every time I talked about, like, anytime somebody talked to me about the necropolis, they're like, don't go there. That place is ghoul infested. Don't go there. Under no circumstance should you go there.
They do
I'm
keep
like, all
telling you
right.
not to ever go there. I guess the intention's like, maybe if we keep telling him not to do it, he'll do it.
Yeah. Some
Well, it's like
reverse
after you talk to the
psychology.
water merchants and they don't have a chip. I don't know. There wasn't anywhere else on the map to go, So, Acropolis it was.
I tried to talk to the water merchants and they're like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, all right, I'll talk to you guys later.
Wait,
And
really?
I never did. Yeah.
Probably talked to him at the wrong time, dude. You have to sleep for
Yeah.
6 hours, come back at 7:45 a.m. on a Tuesday.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing, dude. It says sleep until 6 a.m., right? But stores don't open till 8 or 9. So it's like, why are you fucking, what is the point of that? Under what circumstance? So I always slept till noon.
Yeah, they fixed. Well, you can rest for 2 hours after the morning one, but yeah, still. They fixed that in the second one because I'm playing that currently.
Yeah,
It
You're a
just goes
fucking
straight
madman.
AM.
well, from what I've heard, like everything about the second one is just better.
So much better. Like it's basically like they learn from the mistakes of the first,
Yeah.
and it's a much better product.
Well, because I guess they ported the first one over to the second one's engine, and it's just a million times better. Because there's just a lot of little things in the second game that are not stupid.
Yeah, it's the same game, but yeah, with more, it makes more sense and just better.
Like you can
content,
actually
for sure.
trade with your companions properly, and you can push them out of the way.
It didn't scratch my CRPG itch. What it did was it gave me a new one because I was thinking of doing the second one too, and then I immediately said, "There's no fucking way I'm doing that again." So now I'm
Oh,
playing
dude,
I'm
it's
playing
so
a
much more
different
fun.
CRPG. I might play Adam though. I might give Adam.
Highly recommend Adam.
Did you
Yeah.
finish that, Brad?
No, I got hard stuck because my build was shit and I couldn't kill the enemies. I gotta
Sounds
replay
like it
it.
sucked.
Oh no, this is like almost 15 hours in, dude. I just could not. I couldn't do it with what I had. I gotta replay it.
Not the worst CRPG I played, and also not the worst video game book club game I've played either. Any other thoughts on gameplay or story or sound design before we get into opinions?
I
I think we
think I
covered
said my
quite a
piece.
bit.
Yeah, we've been going for a while now.
All right, Brad, it's your game. What's your opinion on it?
All right. Definitely, it delivered what I thought it would, especially for the time it was made, '97. I
Good
see why
year.
it's a classic. To score it, with its age, and this is like ignoring a lot of its faults, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. I'm trying to judge it. I'm trying to judge it within its time.
I know that's the hardest part I'm having too. It's like I have to if I went back in 1997,
This shit would be groundbreaking, dude. It was groundbreaking.
well too,
I
and like
think.
the setting too, because I doubt there's like many, because now we're just so used to like post-apocalyptic shit. It's such like a common video game and
Well,
like media trope.
if this helps you, GoldenEye came out in 1997. Castlevania Symphony of the Night came out in 1997. Final Fantasy VII came out in 1997.
It's helping.
Oddworld came out in 1997. Crash Bandicoot 2, Tomb Raider 2. The first Grand Theft Auto, if that counts. That's pretty much it. Duke Nukem 64.
Yeah,
Mortal Kombat 4.
I'm gonna give it a 2.5 out of 5. There's just like, it's got a lot of issues. It's like that common thing. It's not boring. It's just bad, Like I enjoyed, like when shit was going right, I was enjoying it. Like I wasn't bored, but there's just too many fucked up things to actually say it's good. And honestly, I wouldn't even recommend anyone play it. like you're not missing out. I feel if you don't play it.
Nah, it'll just make you appreciate the
Modern
a
game
lot of the
design.
quality of life. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's like you need to play this. Like if you're interested in it, you should play it, but you should go in knowing it's fucking old and dated and broken and doesn't work properly. Sometimes it works okay.
And you, Frank?
Me, I am going to recommend it. If nothing else, for the sense that you have to understand how far we've come as consumers of video games, how handholdy and pathetically easy games have gotten over the years.
Yeah, because how's
Um,
Tyranny compared to this? Just
Tyranny
stupid easy.
is so astounding. It's not that easy. It's not super easy. But it is so much better in every way. When I first played Tyranny, I'm like, this game looks like shit. This game looks horrible. And I've been trying to beat Tyranny for so long. And I'm finally beating it because, like, being able to play Fallout allowed me to appreciate every other game, like, more. So I'm going to give it a 3. I'm giving it a solid 3. Because a lot of my complaints are because of when the game came out. A lot of my complaints are because of the crashes, because it's not a system that I'm not running a system that this game was meant for. And my largest complaints are on game design, the random killings, the lack of information, the complete lack of ease of access. It's a game that told really interesting stories, and had good character development, and was complete and utter bullshit in every other aspect. Solid 3. Most importantly, it's better than Bug Fables.
I disagree, but it's not better. But
I was playing Fallout, right? And as you know, why we're doing this fucking podcast this early, we all pretty much binged the game. I did it out of fear. Brad did it out of, I assume, enjoyment, and Colin did it because we both did it.
Peer pressure.
Yes, because of peer pressure, and I was genuinely terrified of this game. And it surprised me pleasantly, sometimes. And it was exactly how I thought it would be most of the time. But I was playing Fallout for like 6 hours at a time, right? And then fucking Dave and Luke were playing Elden Ring. And so I'd look at Fallout for 6 hours, and then I'd watch their stream, and I'm like, this is astounding. This is a masterpiece. Because there's more pixels on one frame of Elden Ring than in the whole game of Fallout 1.
It's not boring. That's all I'll give it.
No, it wasn't boring at all.
Or,
It was.
Because that's why you didn't like Bug Fables, because it was just boring to you.
It sucked. Yeah, it was. Cause,
It's not that the game's bad. It was just too boring.
Yeah, and Bug Fables never crashed. Bug Fables never. Nothing was too difficult puzzle wise, and it gave you like a decent amount of information on what you needed to do. But the story is so much more interesting in Fallout, and the characters are a billion times more interesting in Fallout. And I'll say it once, and I'll say it again, and I'll probably say it every podcast. Nobody wants to hit a goddamn 8 and try to be excited about it. But yeah, no, solid 3 and a recommendation. You guys ready for my game?
Pumped.
Oh, it's a relic of the past as well.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we're doing Katamari Damacy.
Okay.
Katamar. Huh. Interesting. Not what I
Yeah.
was
Do
expecting.
you even know what that is? Wait, what are we playing it on?
Game Pass. There's a updated
Oh, okay, yeah. The new
textured
one.
First one?
version.
Yeah, it's the first one, but it's like...
Yeah, it's a remake.
Oh, Katamari
Oh.
Damacy reroll.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. That'll be fun. That'll be a relaxing game.
Exactly. And it's not like Recore where I can fuck it up. It's pretty much what it is, you know? You look at the game for 2 seconds, you get what it is.
It's like Pikmin. It's weird.
I was gonna say it's one that I've only ever seen gameplay of, never played. So
Yeah, same here.
I've played. Which one did I play? I think it's on the
what's the
Vita.
Wii? Oh, Vita.
What is it called? It Touch My Katamari. I played that one and beat it.
Gross.
It's what do you mean gross?
That's a gross title.
That's a great name for a weird game, dude.
Yo, Touch the King, dude.
Exactly, dude. The flamboyant king.
But yeah, that's it.
That's
Final
it.
thoughts for me. Don't travel in the game without saving. A super mutant will blow your head off. That's all I gotta say.
Don't play it.
If you're the type of guy that likes Kenshi like I do, those kind of games, you'll love this one.
Yeah, so don't play it and play something else,
What?
but not Recore.
If you want a CRPG experience, play one of the newer Obsidian CRPGs, Pillars of Eternity or Tyranny, or play. I wouldn't recommend Planescape. That's a really dense game, and I never finished it. But there's a lot of good CRPGs.
Just
You don't have to delve back.
Never play Divinity Original Sin 2.
Actually, that's the moral of the story. Don't fucking play Divinity. Divinity is garbage, and I will stand by that forever.
I liked Fallout more.
Honestly, just play Adam. It's basically modern Fallout,
Or
but with
Wasteland.
a Soviet touch.
I might go on a CRPG binge after I beat Tyranny.
And Katamari, dude.
And Katamari, yeah. It's gonna be enjoyable, hopefully.